Today we are going to start about hydraulic turbines, chapter 1 from HMIAP. So first thing, what is a hydraulic machine? Let us discuss what a hydraulic machine do. Okay. So in normal we can say there are a lot of machines. Some machines are the mechanical, having the mechanical forces. Some machines are pneumatic, hydraulic, electrical, and so on. But what is exactly the hydraulic machine? So in these machines, the force is transmitted by means of pressure of the fluid. So when the fluid is pressurized, pressure force will develop, and that pressure force is utilized to run a machine or do some useful work. So what the hydraulic machine does? So they convert the hydraulic energy to mechanical energy, or you can say this is the turbine where hydraulic energy is converted into mechanical energy. Otherwise, it will convert the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy. Yes, as in case of the pump. So what we do? In case of pump, we start the pump. That means we are giving the electricity. The electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy by the rotation of the shaft. And when the shaft rotates, power is transmitted through the proper mechanism, and mechanical energy is then converted into hydraulic energy, so fluid is pressurized and delivered. Okay, so this hydraulic system works on the Pascal's law. What the Pascal law says? So according to the Pascal law, the pressure in an enclosed fluid is uniform in all directions. You can see in this example, suppose I am considering a fluid particle here, then what will happen? Its pressure will exerted in all directions. Okay, so you can see if a fluid particle is there, then its pressure will exerted in all direction according to Pascal law, and that pressure is uniform. This is the good advantage of these hydraulic machines. So here I have taken one example, and here you can see a car is lifted by means of the hydraulic force. What happens here? Suppose I am pushing the lever here, the plunger will get moved. The plunger will move in this direction. So when the plunger will move, this fluid will be displaced. So when this fluid will be displaced, accordingly same amount of fluid will rise here. So the amount of fluid displaced here is same as the amount of fluid rising here. So when this fluid will rise, it will move this plunger upward, and this will help to lift the car. Okay, and this is the verification of Pascal law, because this pressure is uniform in all the surfaces, so it verifies the Pascal's law. And this is how the hydraulic system works. So we can pressurize the fluid, and after pressurizing the fluid we can do useful work. So there are some examples of these hydraulic machines. Some are hydraulic turbines, pumps, cranes, forklifts, bulldozer, etc. So these are some examples. You can see this one is the turbine used in the hydropower plants to run the generator. This is one example of hydraulic crane truck. You have seen this in the construction sites. This one is the centrifugal pump, most commonly used in domestic purpose and industrial purpose. Okay, so these are the some basic examples of hydraulic machines that we will study later. So in this hydraulic machine section, first of all we will study about the hydraulic turbine. What is a hydraulic turbine? So hydraulic turbine is a hydraulic machine. So that means it follows the rule of hydraulic machine. That means it will convert the hydraulic energy into mechanical energy. So how this hydraulic energy comes? So this is the energy present in the flowing water. When water is in motion, it possesses some energy, and that energy will be utilized to run a machine. That is the hydraulic machine. When the hydraulic machine will get start, it will generate the mechanical energy. How this mechanical energy generates? From the rotation of the runner, and this part will be covered in the next slide. So when this hydraulic turbine runs, its shaft rotates. Shaft is the cylindrical rod which is provided in the turbine, which is coupled with the generator. When this shaft rotates, the generator will run. So turbine is the main prime mover of a hydroelectric power plant. So let us see what is a hydroelectric power plant. You can see generally uh, in Sambalpur, Odisha, there is a power plant. Okay, hydroelectric power plant, you know. So what happens in the hydroelectric power plant? We know in the hydroelectric power plant, electricity generates. Yes, electricity will generate. But how? What is the concept behind this? How we generate the electricity? To generate the electricity, we need the generator. Yes. But how to start the generator? How to run the generator? So that is a continuous process. So when we are generating the electricity, we need a prime mover. That prime mover will give energy to the generator to run it. So that prime mover is the hydraulic turbine. Yes, and this hydraulic turbine will be run in the by the hydraulic energy. How it happens? So similar in a hydroelectric power plant. So there is a water reservoir, and in this simply you can say there is a water reservoir. That means the water is get stocked. Suppose in the rainy days when water is coming to the earth, we simply save those water by making the dams, etc. So when that water gets stocked, we say this is the water reservoir from where water is being taken. So this water is blocked by the dam. When we open the dam, this water flows through a penstock. So penstock is the channel or pipeline through which water is coming to the power plant. Okay. So this penstock is the channel or pipeline which is directing the water to the turbine section. Generally what happens, this dam or reservoir is placed at the top level, but the turbine is placed at the bottom level, so that there will be some height in between the dam water level and turbine water level. So what does the height do? What is the use of this height? You know, whatever height will be, there will be some potential energy. So when this height will be increased, this potential energy will increase. When this potential energy will increase, we can convert more and more energy. So initially there is high potential energy. When we release this water through the dam by opening the valves or gates, this water will run into the turbine. So this potential energy will be converted into the kinetic energy. So when water gets motion, kinetic energy will develop, potential energy will be released. So at this point of section, you can see the potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy. When this water comes to this position, before nozzle, you can see there is a valve. This valve regulates the flow of the water to the turbine section. If we want to stop the turbine, we have to close the valves, and after closing the valve, the water flow will stop. Okay. So when water is get directed to the nozzle, what happens here? This is the most important part here. You can see in case of Pelton wheel turbine or impulse turbine, you will see there are a number of nozzles. Okay. So what is the function of nozzle? So nozzle is the device having the narrowing cross section. That means its inlet, you can see here. Suppose I am taking the example of nozzle. What the shape of nozzle will be like this. So when water will come from the wider section, it will get compressed here due to the cross sectional decrease in cross sectional area of nozzle. As a result, when the water comes out from the nozzle, it forms the jet of water. Okay. What is this jet of water? The water with very high velocity is known as the jet of water, and this jet of water has kinetic energy. So entire energy will be converted. So this jet of water having its kinetic energy, and when this jet of water will come out from the nozzle, it will hit on the buckets of the runner. What is bucket? These are the buckets which are mounted on the periphery of the turbine. Okay, when water will hit the bucket will rotate. Suppose water is hitting here, so the bucket will rotate. This is the direction of motion of bucket. So this turbine will move. Okay. So here, due to the action of the jet, the turbine rotates. When the turbine rotates, here is the shaft. When turbine will rotate, this shaft will rotate, and this shaft you can see, this is the shaft. This shaft will be coupled with the generator shaft. So this one is generator shaft, this one is turbine shaft. They are coupled. When the turbine will rotate, if turbine will rotate, then this generator shaft will rotate. As a result, the generator gets power. Okay, this is how generator gets power from the turbine, and when it gets started, it will produce electricity. So what are the key points in this layout? You can see there is a reservoir. So exactly what is a reservoir? Reservoir stores water for the plant. Control gate. These are the openings by which water comes out from the reservoir to the plant. Penstock is the channel or pipeline which will carry the water from reservoir to the plant. Turbine is the prime mover which is generating the mechanical energy by means of the rotation of the shaft. Draft tube. In some turbines, draft tube is used to smooth discharge of the water to the tail race. What is tail race? This one is the reservoir from where water is coming, and this one is the tail race to which water is discharged. So this is the tail race. That means when the function of water ends at the turbine level, then this water get discharged, and this discharged water will be kept here at the tail race. Then the transmission line, generator, transformer, and powerhouse. These are the part of the electrical department where they generate electricity and stores that electricity, converts that electricity, distribute that electricity, and so on. So this is all about the layout of the hydroelectric power plant. So the main part of this hydroelectric power plant is our turbine. So what is turbine and what are its types, what are the function, the details of these turbines we will discuss. Okay, so first one, how these turbines are classified. Okay, so first one, according to the type of energy at inlet, turbines are classified as impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Type of energy. So when water comes out from the penstock or nozzle, then that energy may be kinetic energy and there may be potential energy. Sorry, this one is pressure energy. Okay, If the energy is totally kinetic energy, then we can say this is the impulse turbine. In impulse turbine, water after coming out from the nozzle will directly strike the turbine buckets, okay, and it will help to rotate the turbine. So the energy is kinetic energy. So impulsive action of the water jet will produce the mechanical energy. If in case of the reaction turbine, the energy at the inlet is partly pressure energy and partly kinetic energy. Okay, partly pressure energy and partly kinetic energy. So in case of Francis turbine, we will see how this reaction turbine works. And in case of the Pelton turbine, we will discuss how this impulse turbine works. Okay. So next one, according to the direction of flow through runner. So how water gets directed? Okay. So what will be the direction of water? Suppose this is the turbine. If this is the bucket, when we are applying the water in a tangent to this turbine, then this will be called as tangential flow. That means there is a, when water will flow to the turbine, it will make tangent with its periphery. And the best example of this turbine is the Pelton wheel turbine. Next one is the radial flow turbine. Okay, in case of Francis turbine, we will see this radial flow. The water will come towards the center of the turbine in the radial direction. What is axial flow turbine? This is the best example is Kaplan turbine or propeller turbines, where water flows parallel to its shaft. The next one, which is the mixed flow turbine, here the water flow, it is the modern Francis turbine, where you will see the mixed flow. What is mixed flow? The water will enter radially but leaves axially. That part we will discuss briefly in the specific sections. So according to the head at the inlet of the turbine, it may be high head, medium head and low head. So in case of Pelton wheel turbine, you will see the high head turbine. That means the head will be more than 300. In case of medium head, that means in case of the Francis turbine, that height will get reduced. In case of Kaplan turbine, that height is very low, 20-30 meters maybe. Okay. So this is how this is classified. Next, according to the specific speed is given by ns. We will discuss this in specific speed section. What is ns and how it is calculated? So this specific speed, according to this specific speed, there are three types of turbine: low specific speed, medium specific speed and high specific speed turbine. Okay, so let us discuss about the impulse turbine. So what is the impulse turbine? The impulse turbine is a high head, that means the head at the inlet is very high. Matlab the water level from the dam reservoir to the inlet of the turbine is very high. Then high potential energy, if head will increase, then potential energy will increase. Low flow of water, Pelton wheel requires low flow of water, less water is required comparison to other turbines. So in impulse turbine, the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy in the nozzle. So turbine is driven by high velocity jet of water or steam from a nozzle directed to the vents. So already these parts I have discussed. Then the impulse provided by the jet is used to spin the turbine wheel and remove kinetic energy from the fluid flow. So what happens when water jet strikes the bucket of the turbine, then impulsive action takes place. Due to their impulsive force, the spin of the turbine takes place. Okay, and in this impulse turbine, you see the pressure is always atmospheric. Okay, at atmospheric pressure this turbine will work, and this turbine is a tangential flow turbine. Okay, this turbine is a tangential flow turbine. So let us discuss. As we say, this is a high head turbine. The head difference of 100 meters or higher are the high head. It is generally in case of Pelton it is 200, 250, 300 more and more. Second one, flow rate. As you see, low flow of water is there in Pelton wheel. Or what is that flow rate? Flow rate is the amount of water flowing through the turbine, and it is very less in case of Pelton turbine. Last one, what is tangential flow turbine? When the flow of water is tangential to the wheel circle, it is a tangential flow turbine. Okay, so if you will take the turbine wheel here and the flow is like this, so it is making a tangent here. So that kind of flow is the tangential flow turbine. So here this is the construction of Pelton wheel. You can see this is the turbine. Okay, and this one is the casing. Casing is very important. This is the outer cover of this turbine. So when water will injected, you can see when water is coming from the penstock and entering into the turbine, this water will not come out from to the outside surface. So water will come out from the penstock, will pass through the nozzle, and there is a spear mechanism. This spear will control the flow of water to the turbine. Okay, spear controls the flow of water to the turbine. Okay, how much water is required as per the speed, that will be controlled. If you operate this spear, this flow can be regulated. Nozzle delivers the high jet of water, so water at high velocity strikes the pockets, so the turbine will rotate. Okay, so what are the most important parts? Simply, when this turbine rotates, the mechanical energy will develop and this water will be released to the tail race. This part we have discussed. What is braking jet here? Braking jet, suppose I want to stop this turbine. So how can we stop? You will provide the braking jet in the opposite direction of the bucket so that it will get slow down. So these are the major components: casing, spear, brake nozzle, runner, penstock, and governing mechanism. What is governing mechanism? It controls the speed of the turbines. So these are the functions of major components. Casing prevents splashing of water, provide discharge of water from nozzle to tail race. Spear mechanism controls the flow. Brake nozzle, it will stop the runner to rest in a short time by providing water jet in opposite direction of the bucket. Runner is the main power section. When this runner rotates, mechanical energy develops. Penstock is supplying water to the turbine and governing mechanism controls the speed. Okay, so regarding all this, you will refer this source. You will search in Google or you will search in YouTube. You will find NPTEL. The resources that are formed from NPTEL will help you to know more. So here is the link. You follow this link to get the web course. There is a good note provided by NPTEL, and then there is a video course. You can see the video from YouTube so that you will understand more and more about these hydraulic turbines. Okay, so thank you.